10 years ago, due to an accident. Green Plum is slowly going bad because of his paranoia. He stays away from may hang out with a gangster. He learned to smoke drinking and fight, and Evan took a small video with him. It made a sensation in the school. Finally, he paid the price for his actions. There was a crowd around him that night, and I saved his life. Seriously injured myself, and then I went abroad. Never saw him again. We met at a friend's wedding. 10 years later, he cried and told me, "Did you know I've been looking for you for 10 years back home again?" It was to attend the wedding of his former good brother Li Fei. What I didn't expect was the anniversary will also appear here. He sat in the crowd in a long white dressy van, if not the protagonist, but the eyes of the audience were all on him. 10 years no see. He is more mature and attractive than ever, brother. You don't like Jo Mian Muse, too, do you? She's the CEO. Talented woman from Peking University, beautiful and rich. How many people's dream lover heart every day. People go to his favorite places to block him, track him in a different way. But I heard that Jo Muse's heart belongs. Steve. Been looking for someone all these years. I don't know which man is so lucky, favored by Muse. The person next to him looked at Jo Mian and whispered. I was stunned to think of the past. It was his birthday in his senior year of high school. We envisioned the future from college to marriage. Just as I was about to confess, we each took a call, then run desperately to the hospital. These painful memories instantly flooded into my mind. Just then Li Fei's voice interrupted my reply. He poured me a glass of Winnemian and is here too. He has been looking for you all these years. Jo Mian walked over as soon as he finished speaking. Chen, how is your mother? I knew you wouldn't die. He reaches out his hand, touched me with trembling fingertips. The face was avoided by May, politely said, "Hello, Miss Jo. Long time no see." Mian looked at me in disbelief. What did you call me? I am your Mayan dent. You remember? I looked at Li Fei. Sorry, I still have something to do. I left first, then turned around and bypassed Jo Mian left. The wedding. Jo Mian is my sister. I grew up with him when we were kids. We played house together. He always likes to play. My wife then grew up a little, although I don't play this game anymore, but he still likes to stick to me. We play games together and learn together only each other. In the eyes adults joke a lot. We will be together in the future. Must be a very happy couple. I went to high school. Joe's sleep is getting more and more beautiful. Plus, his already outstanding grades. Naturally, it attracts the attention of boys. There are always all kinds of flowers and love letters on his desk, but he threw it all away and, deliberately in front of May, laughed and said, "So many love letters, don't you read them? In case there is a type you like, wouldn't it be a pity to miss it?" Jo Mian is so serious that I only like would. Impossible to miss the wood. The big idiot. Jo Mian scolded angrily, ran away with a red face, and I was standing in the back, and it took me half a day to figure it out. Jo Mian and I are actually just a layer of window paper apart. He's looking forward to the day I take the initiative to perceive. Been waiting for an opportunity. From then on, we continued to get along with each other. Our studies have also been excellent until the third year of high school. Never called out the top 10. This ranking is more than enough to go to the 985 of the famous brand. Even if the college entrance examination is well played, there is hope in Ching BF. Things go well, we will live happily ever after. But there was an accident on his third birthday in high school. The call we received that Diet was our dad's car accident. Jo Mian's father passed away tragically, and my dad survived because my dad is halfway with Jo. Sleeping's dad changed seats. My dad sat in the back row, so I narrowly escaped, but also in the hospital. It took a few months to recover. Jo Mian couldn't accept this fact. He don't believe it was an accident. He thinks my dad killed his dad, so he hated our family. He went to the police. Still just got an unexpected answer, but he still didn't believe it. Always paranoid. Die. Think my dad killed his dad. He was right in front of me. I gave him the music and Feli hate you. Your father is the murderer. You are also his accomplicism. Sad. I don't know how to coax him. The anniversary has changed. Since then he didn't take the initiative to say a word to me again, and he started missing classes. Grades plummeted. In the next exam fell directly to 50 meters away. Finally, I couldn't help but find him. Do you know what you are doing? If you go on like this, you'll be useless. Who do you think you are to me? Is that my dad? My dad is gone. No one can control me from now on. Jo Mian threw these words and left. I don't know how to persuade him. A few days later, I heard that Jo Mian and Song Ming were together. Song Ming is also from our school. He's a punk. I usually smoke, fight, pick up girls, and do everything pretty girls at school. He harassed them almost everywhere. Long, notorious to pick up girls. He also went to the gym to practice often, stand on the court, and take off your clothes, showing his 8-pack abs. It tracked the attention of girls. Gangster nature is the object that all teachers hate. But naturally, he doesn't care. Many teachers were pissed offy, don't want to go to his class at all. Those young and beautiful female teachers scared to hear his name. Asterisk. Once upon a time, there was a female teacher who had just arrived, stuck in the classroom and molested by him. He was too scared to come the next day. Song Ming was called a parent because of this. However, this kind of thing is for him, it's just a trivial thing. He has also sent love letters to Jo Mian many times after a few failures. I gave up. I didn't expect Jo Ming to mix with him. One is a good girl with excellent grades. The other is a gangster who idles around all dates. Incredible how these two people mix together. That day after school, Song Ming put his hand on Jo Ming's shoulder and left us. Is the first time I have met Song Ming. I have to say that although this person has a bad reputation but really good looking, it's just that Jo Mian obviously didn't like him before. Why did it suddenly change? Song Ming asked. I heard you used to pester my girlfriend. The word girlfriend sounds harsh to May. Thought that was a word only I could call him. Now I hear it in someone else's mouth. I feel very uncomfortable. I watched Jo Mian. He smiled. Sadako put a condom on Song Ming. Very intimate look. I looked at Jo Ming. And it's true. Jo Ming nodded. That's right. I suddenly realized that Song Ming is my type, but it's not that you didn't understand before I finished speaking. Jo Ming continues. Two people can change. I reminded him that if you really like him, I have nothing to say, but I don't want you to abuse yourself on purpose. Song Ming threatened you to find a fight, right? Why is it a practice to be with me? I came to warn you, stay away from my girlfriend in the future. Jo Mian took his hand and prepared to leave when passing by me whisper about me and don't tell my mom more. You're dead since then. Jo Mian is getting more and more degeneratorily. He was the favorite of the teacher's life is getting more and more disgusted. Now he started in class unbridled chat, confrontation, teacher fight with others. I often skip class and go outside to play with Song Ming. I came back with the smell of alcohol since his father's accident. Anniversary changes personality. Mother Jo asked him not to say anything, always spend the night outside. Lied to help classmates make up lessons outside. At first, Mother Jo thought it was nothing. You can see the results of the annual exam. Nature doesn't feel right. Anniversary results have been stable. It's impossible to slide so much for no reason. Anniversary had the best relationship with Dad Jo in the past. Now Dad Jo is gone. He doesn't know how to communicate with this daughter, so decided to come to me and ask. Looking at Mother Jo's anxious expression, I can only put what Jo Mian did during this time. It's all said. Mother Jo was stunned after hearing it. Can't believe it. This is what my own daughter did. Mother Jo wants to communicate with him directly. Wish I could call him home. However, Mother Jo did not know what he hates the most now is our family. Seeing Jo Mushaji's guys, I can only answer that I will try my best. Mother Jo left my house crying one after another. At home it hit him hard. How did Hao Myomian become like this? How well behaved he used to be. My mom is also very distressed. Jo Mian was also the one he grew up watching. He even regarded Jo Mian as his daughter-in-law. No, this is what happened. I shook my head. Jo Mian has identified his father's death was caused by my father. This has become his obsession. No, I can't convince him, but remembering his mother's pained expressions, still went to find him. This is my first time in a bar. Restless music resounded in every corner. Many men and women twisted their bodies on the dance floor. I found the central planes at a glance. At this time, yes, he was wearing a slick suit with a black silk skirt, wearing a lot of makeup, black lipstick on the mouth, waving big flower arms. If I hadn't known him, I can't imagine this being a student. Naturally, Song Ming was by his side. Song Ming put his arms around his body. Her hands were running back and forth over him. I walked over and pulled Jo Mian over. Jo Mian asked, what are you doing here? Don't come to me. How long are you going to be crazy? He ignored me. Keep twisting his body. I can only confess that your mother knows, and he is very sad. Go back and talk to him. Do you want to die? Who asked you to tell him? Jo Mian pointed at me angrily, asked, you want face now then? Why do it? So what if he knew? I just have a little conscience. I don't want to make him feel bad. It's okay now. I'm too lazy to continue pretending to be a good girl. Jo Mancy didn't cry, took a puff and blew smoke at me. Continue to persuade. I don't care what you think. He is your mother. After all, go back and talk to him. Jo Mian pushed Song Ming out. Okay, drink my boyfriend down, and I reluctantly agree. Song Ming gave me a disdainful look. Just pick up a bottle of beer and drink it. This is my first time drinking. It feels a little disgusting to go down a bottle. Song Ming was a little surprised to keep drinking and I kept fighting him. We're almost at the limit eventually. He couldn't take it anymore and went to the toilet. What a waste. Joe Mian didn't expect Song Ming to lose to me. After drinking he scolded me angrily for winning. I fought my nausea and left the bar. I thought that, after Joe Mian talked to his mother, this time we'll converge a little land. It got worse. After the mother and daughter had a big fight that night, Joe Mian ran out again. The next day, when I went to school, heard a shocking news. A video is learning the school is crazy soon. I saw it, too. That's a colored video. The male and female protagonists of the video are Anniversary and Song Menghex. For the key privacy parts, everything else that should be missed is missed. This body is a joke. I didn't even blink. My muse is not pure. I broke the house. I never thought of that. Muse is actually cheaper for students, like Song Ming has. The aesthetics of the world become like this. All the groups at the school were talking about it. It got really big. The school banned the dissemination of the video. For the first time, prevent the situation from further escalating, then inform their parents. Joe Mian and the two arrived at school early in the morning. They held hands, very intimate. Look, Song Ming looked at me proudly. Chen, how you look angry. Is this jealousy of me? You think too much. I wouldn't like a girl who doesn't love herself if I still wanted to save Joe Ming before, but after what happened I've given up. Song Ming said with a smile. Just be stubborn. Who doesn't know that you like Joe Ming? But now he's in my bed. What's the use of studying well? I can't even keep the woman I like. I can only watch his video to relieve my boredom. Song Ming kissed Joe Mian on the face. Did you feel comfortable last night? Continue tonight. Joe Mian buried her head in his arms. Shy look. Classmates will come soon. Tell them to go to the school leader's office. Let's go to the office for a cup of tea first. Song Ming disagreed. He has been to that place many times, not afraid to go again. His father didn't come. His dad was out drinking and playing cards. All die don't want to care about this son at Allah's. Soon as Song Ming entered the door, he really went to pour tea. School leaders can't take him, can't control him at all. It's not that the school leaders fired without thinking. I mentioned it to his dad last time. The next day, he came back as if nothing had happened. Song Ming's father also brings people to make trouble at school every day. Said the school wanted to destroy Song Ming. Let him go out of school with the name of Exptio to mix in the future. The school can only endure it for the time being. It didn't take long for Song Ming to graduate anyway. He took a sip of tea, then he sat down leisurely. It just a video. My hand slipped and accidentally sent it out. As for making such a big move, besides, I don't mind being looked at. What are you worried about? School leaders are speechless. There is no way to communicate with people like Song Ming at all. Mother Ojo also came to school at this time. He already knew in advance to learn that this had happened. Crying all the while, was so angry that I almost fainted. Mian, what's wrong with you? Why has it become like this? Mother Joe asked sadly. Song Ming scolded. What do you mean, old woman? Mian is with me's. It possible to eat a big loss. Mother Joe saw Song Ming slap and deleted. It too ruined my daughter. He'll kill you. But he's a rich man. Where is Song Ming's opponent? Song Ming grabbed his hand and pushed hard. Just push him to the ground. The old man still wants to hit me. Joe Ming saw his mother being bullied, standing there in different tie. Can't stand outside and watch. He directly rushed in and punched Song Ming. Struggle with him. Teachers see this, tell us to part immediately, and then kicked us all out. Mother Joe walked over, shaking Joe Ming's shoulders. Mian, you really make me a stranger. Now Joe Ming is so cold. I like it the way it is. Do whatever you want. What's wrong? Mother Joe cried out to her dad. If only I knew you had become like this. How sad he must be. You still have the face to mention Dad was killed by that family. You're still so close to them. You made Chen Hao's father pay for his life. What else do you know besides crying? After a pause, he continued. Dad promised a birthday by me, Lego. But I will never receive this gift again. He will never accompany me to the amusement park again. You won't make me breakfast every day anymore. Joe Mian was emotional, crying very sadly. But the closest person to him is his father. But he doesn't have a father anymore. No, your father's death was an accident. Joe wanted to continue explaining, but was interrupted by Joe's sleep. He covered his ears, shaking his head and crying until I didn't listen. My father was killed by their family. After saying that, he ran out of the office. I thought this would be over. I don't know who posted that video online. It was on the hot search. Soon, Joe Ming's information was quickly pulled out. The netizens all left messages below to scold him. Some people think he is selling it for eyeballs. Want to increase your worth anyway? Everything, it's just that no one has a good word to sage. When everyone was scolding, Jo Mian suddenly sent a small composition. The general content is that he has become like this because his father was killed. No one helped him. Abisawai gave up and became what I am today. This Weibo quickly became a hot search. Again the netizens began to comfort him and my dad started getting attacked by netizens. My dad was in bed for months. I just got out of bed and saw this message. I was so angry that I lay in bed for a few more days. His cell phone gets some swearing messages every day. Evan, my mom, and I were walking outside. Also pointed. ATV only heard of online newspapers before. Now it's really painful to go through that firsthand. Mom hugged me and cried, "Why, our family, are you going to bear some trumped-up charges? Because it's a big deal." The Public Security Department also announced it online soon. The investigation results showed that it was indeed an accident. I don't believe this result now that the matter is settled. I can only accept my fates. Some people destroy other people's families. There will be retribution. Jo Mian sent another small composition. The emotions of the netizens were completely moved by him. There are still many people who believe his words. My dad suffered from depression because of this all. Though he knew he was innocent, terrible. There's been a lot of talk. He began to wonder if he was really responsible. He has weekly sleep also fell for this. That's the kid he grew up watching. The college entrance examination is getting closer and closer. The anniversary is still the same as before. Playing a bad girl. Many people sympathize with him and then transfer the conflict to my family. My classmates at school started not playing with me when I am alone. There's a lot of junk on my desk. I can only think to myself, when the college entrance examination is over, all this will naturally be fine. As for me and Jo Mian, it has become two parallel lines. There will be no more intersections. But sometimes things can be so dramatic. After self-study, that night I saw it from a distance. Jo Mian was blocked by a group of people at the school gate. The reason is Song Ming's big brother outside. I also watched a video of them in bed. Got an idea for Jo Mian. As for Jo Mian's tragic experience, he ignored it. Who made Jo Mian Song Ming's girlfriend? All the little brother's girlfriends were played by him, so he asked Song Ming to send Jo Ming there that night, play with him and his brothers. Jo Mingin naturally would not agree, but there are so many people on the other side, he can't help it. This is the first time he has seen this battle. Naturally, she was scared and hid in the corner, shivering. Brother Ming, this woman is so beautifully. Didn't expect to be robbed by you. That video is so enjoyable to watch. Could only think of his beautiful figure. That nite. Few gangsters around Song Ming looked at Jo Mian like looking at the fish on the chopping board, waiting for them to slaughter. Song Ming was naturally not happy, but he dared not offend his eldest brother. I can only hand over Jo Mian. Their gang women are playthings. It's impossible to have any real feelings. The herdsman saw Jo Mian's pitiful appearance, impatient to say goodbye, and pretend to be pure woes in it. Very surly when I played with it that day. Now it is played by a dozen people. Just bear with it and it's over. Jo Mian's eyes were full of fear. I didn't realize until now how much trouble did your behavior cause. I see Jo Mian quilt. I subconsciously want to keep watching. In the end, I can't just stand by and watch. I found a stick and rushed up. I pulled Jo Mian and ran outside. Song Ming got even more angry when he saw me with someone. He immediately chased after him. I put Jo Mian behind me and played with them. There are so many of them. Of course, I'm not an opponent. I was soon covered in blood. There is nothing intact in the body. I used my last bit of strength to tell him to hurry up. Jo Mian shook his head. Chen, why are you so stupid? I wiped the blood from the corner of my mouth. When I was young, I said that I would protect myself when I grew up. And don't you want my dad to pay for his life? I will return this life to you, but please restore my dad's innocence. I pushed Jo Mian out, blocked the person behind with his body. When his figure disappeared from my sight, that's a relief. I didn't die when I fell to the ground. The police car is in a hurry. When the previous anniversary was besieged, I called the police in advance. Mom saw me covered in blood in the hospital, cried into tears. Dad was always there to comfort him. Mom asked sadly, what did our family do wrong? Why do we always get hurt? My injury is serious. The doctor said it will take at least half a year to fully recover. My dad was because of that before. It was very exciting. Now it's happening to me again. Decided to leave this sad place and go abroad to develop those painful memories. It's all in my head and now it's been 10 years. See the anniversary again. It's not as painful as it was then. Mr. Chen, this is for tomorrow. The customer information assistant Zhang Ying handed me a document. This time In addition to attending Li Fei's wedding, there's still some business to discuss or open the file and see the name on it. Can't help but be distracted because this customer representative is the anniversary. 10 years, no see now, he is already an elite professional. Zhang Ying reminded Mr. Chun this anniversary is said to be very cold. It's hard to talk, but his ability is indeed strong. Graduated from a famous school graduate and go into management every 2 years and then quickly achieved the position of president. Anniversary. After that, Tai posted a document restoring my dad's innocence and he's back to the way he used to. Bethieve tracked it in a very short amount of time. It didn't surprise me that he got here. I thought that meeting at the wedding's the last one in the blink of an eye. We have to meet again. We met at a coffee shop. Zhou Mian obviously knew the news in advance. I wasn't too surprised to see it was me. Zhou Mian sat down opposite me. He was very emotional, staring at me for a long time. I can't believe it's really me. Half reward, he said to me. Chen Hao, so happy to see you. I remind Mr. Zhao we're here to talk business today. Needless to say, the rest I was too paranoid back then. You shouldn't hold on to an accident. Otherwise, it wouldn't have happened. If you hadn't been there, I had no idea what was going to happen. The anniversary brings up the events of that year. They all seem pretty scared now. If he had been taken that night too, can imagine what awaited him. It seems that we can't talk about it today. Wait until you're emotionally stabilized. Stood up and walked away. Zhou Mian ran out. After I got in the car, I told Zhang Ying to drive. Zhang Ying saw Zhou Mian knocking on the door outside. Please come back next week. Q will misunderstand. Keep a distance between men and women. You don't know that, do you? Zhou Mian face was cold. You are a little assistant. What, right? Do you have to mind our business? Do you know what my relationship is with him? I am the eldest lady of Jiang's group. Now you think my little assistanter, you qualified to manage. I don't care what your previous relationship was. Now he is my leader. The leader ignores you. My assistant can only do it. Zhang Ying directly showed her sleep, instantly lost his temper. He naturally knew the Zhang family. However, the main business of the Zhang family is overseas. It's a bit strange to see Zhang Ying here and he's my assistant. Young Ying here and he's my assistant. You like Chen Hao and want you to take care of it. Chen Hao and I are childhood sweethearts. He has always had me in his heart. Asterisk, you have no chance, really. But he doesn't want to see him now. If you really like E2, won't stay abroad for 10 years. Kid yourself. Zhang Yin threw these words and got into the car. When passing by him specially, increased the throttle, let him inhale a lot of exhaust. He heard their quarreled and wait for him to ask. I said that he and I were indeed childhood sweethearts, but it didn't break through that relationship. Zhang Yin must have arrived. Then he must have hurt. Why didn't say anything? I really don't want to talk about that again. The anniversary did change after that incident, but there's no going back between me and him. I haven't been back in 10 years, and a lot has changed. Here, want to go out for a walk. Suddenly I found myself with nowhere to go. Came to the top of the mountain behind the school. It used to be Hiriam, going to confess to Zhou Mian. Then we got the call that changed our lives forever, and there you are. I gaze at the distant scenery. Zhou Mian's voice sounded from behind. Zhou Mian is wearing a long, yellow dress, wearing delicate makeup, looks dignified and mature. If I didn't know his past, no one would believe he ever had that side. I asked Mr. Zhu, you going to talk business with me here? Zhou Mian looked wronged. Chen Haoden, talk to me in this tone, okay? It made me feel unfamiliar. I am indifferent. Toy, have already given you what you want. We don't owe each other debt. Do this, you still have me in your heart. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. Zhou Mian said affirmatively. This place really holds a lot of our memories, but that's over. You think too much. I'm just familiar with this place. It doesn't mean anything else. If Mr. Zhou still doesn't want to talk about business, maybe another time, so I'm leaving. Zhou Mian immediately took my handi. No, you won't listen to anything I say. Can't you forgive me? I already knew I was wrong. I couldn't accept reality at the time, that's why. It's like that. I withdrew my handi. Said, I don't want to bring that up again. Zhou Mian stopped in front of me, took a music box out of my arms. It was the music box he'd smashed. You can clearly see a few cracks on it. Apparently, he fixed it. This is the gift you gave me on my birthday. You see, I've kept it. Took a look. This is the music box. I specially found someone to customize. Zhou Mian likes to play the piano, so the shape of the music box made it look like a piano. It also has a photo of him printed on it. That's him when he turned 17. Filled with the breath of youth. A crack on this it means that no matter how you repair it, it can't be as good as it was before. This person's heart is the same. Zhou Mian clutched her elbow tightly. Can we go back to the way we were? I will be obedient. In the future, no more willful no matter what I did wrong as a child you will forgive me have. You've forgotten that I am your sister, Mian. I'm so indifferent that not all mistakes can be forgiven. My mood suddenly became irritable. Not, there is still, a sensei will definitely do it. Suddenly called the police. Don't push me away. We have been together for so many years. I can't live without you. You disappeared for 10 years seem. Looking for you like I'm crazy. I miss you so much. Joe Mian suddenly kissed my face. I immediately pushed it. Oya wiped the lipstick off my face. It was disgusting. I clenched my fists. Anger welled up. Do you know how much you hurt me back then? Because of an accident? You are paranoid to ask my father to pay for his life. Do you know how he got here during that time? He suffered from depression. Your paranoia is overwhelming him, and abandoned me because of your paranoia. Turn around and sleep with someone else. Do you know how I got here? Joe Mian was speechless by what I said. I've been holding back these words for a long time now. I can finally say it. Joe Mian's eyes are full of tears. Sorry, but I really still like you. Not paying attention to him. Just leave here. Jiang Ying arranged a business reception for main one corner. I saw the anniversary. Beside him is a fat man wearing ordinary clothes. There's a hole in the pants, several scars on the arm. Doesn't look like a serious person. I took a closer look. I found that this person looks a lot like Songming. I haven't seen him in 10 years, and his appearance has changed greatly when I went abroad. Sat in the building for a year because of that matter. Of course the school won't take him in the end. He never graduated. Gotta be a gangster, no education. Like him, finding a job is a big problem. He can't go to work peacefully. And then I heard he spent a few more years building for various crimes. I didn't expect to see him here, and it is still related to Joe Mian. Mian gave him a card. Song Ming left contentedly, blended in the crowd to avoid Joe Mian's sight so he doesn't see me. Zhang Ying just went to the bathroom for a while. I feel a little uneasy. Go find him. I happened to see him blocked in the corridor by Song Ming. Song Ming said some nasty words in his mouth, mocking girls like you used to at school. I didn't expect it to be so miserably. Still haven't forgotten this ability, shouted Song Ming. You are courting death. Zhang Ying took the opportunity to run over and hide behind Mu Er Chen. How Song Ming was a little surprised. I didn't expect to see me here. Song Ming laughed at himself and said that he had not seen him for 10 years. You are still so handsome. It's not like I've become like this. In fact, I don't hate Song Ming. It wasn't him who stole Joe Mian back then. In the final analysis, Joe Mian fell. Without him, there would be others. I am filialier, still just a hooligan. That's the only thing you'll ever do in your life. Don't pretend in front of me. So what if you do better than me? That Yeru can only watch your own woman being played by Mei. Still remember how you were feeling wrong. Gideon, so scared of that murderous look. Song Ming continues to be filial. You are very lucky. There are always such beautiful women around, but you have to watch out. Maybe one day he'll get into my bed again. Ready to leave when passing by Mei kicked it. He slammed into the wall, screaming in pain. You dare to do anything to me? Song Ming looked at me in disbelief, frazzed his head directly against the wall. A few hits. It hurt so much that he rolls on the ground and hits. Youth commotion here quickly attracted a lot of people. Joe Mian heard the movement and rushed over. Apparently he didn't expect this to happen either. He looked at Song Ming and ordered him not to go to the hospital. Isn't that embarrassing enough? Song Ming knew that he was right and did not dare to speak too loudly. I can only leave here unwillingly. Then he told me, don't get me wrong, I'm not seeing him. It has nothing to do with me that I interrupted him. No need to explain. After saying that, he left here with Zhang Ying. Joe Mian wanted to shout, but I didn't say it. After all, Zhang Ying wants to ask about me and Joe Mian hesitated for a moment. Didn't ask in the end, and he guessed my answer. Laugh until the day you want to say it. Joe Mian told me to talk about cooperation, but let me go to his company to talk. Zhang Ying whispered, is this woman setting a trap? Why did you suddenly agree? But we spend a cent mean anything to his company, does it? The big deal is that we don't cooperate. You don't understand women as proud as him. How could you possibly compromise so easily? Soon we arrived at Zhou Ming's company. We were received by Zhou Ming's assistant. Mr. Zhou ordered Mr. Chen to go up alone. I told you to wait for me in the carriel. Be done soon. Stiffness tells you to be careful. Don't fall for the beauty trap. Don't worry. When I go in, Zhou Ming has made tea and is waiting for me to talk about business. Just be on time. It's here soon. I declared him and sat down across from him. Zhou Mian handed Me, the file I, have already completed the cooperation plan. If there is no doubt, Mr. Chen, just sign its general cooperation, negotiations mainly, pulling each other in terms of interests. Sai took a look. Joe Mihan didn't ask too much. Neither side suffers. This doesn't match his talkative personality. Joe Mihan suddenly asked, do you like that little assistant, right? I know you don't want to talk about 40. I just want to know if he is as impure as I am. Will you still like him? Then he revealed an intriguing smile and I was shocked, pushed the door, and run out to the underground parking lot. All the way I saw that Zhang Ying was being chased by Song Ming. He suddenly tripped and fell to the ground, immediately caught up by Song Ming. Song Ming takes off his clothes. As he walks, I forgot what the occasion was. He smiled and said goodbye and ran away. Said you'd be in my bed. Bang. I kicked him in the back. Kick him to the ground. It's all right. I'll pull the stiffness up. He shook his head and stood behind my Zar Free. What had just happened scared him to death. I then looked at Song Ming. He looked at me and smiled. Chen Hai almost made E.T. Punched him in the face. Agani called the cops. Hand him over to the police. We'll recover a lot from this. After hesitating for a while, I said to go back and wait for me first. Then I went back to Zhou Ming's office. Again he was still waiting there, as before. Seems to know that I will come again. Looks like that trash messed up. I knocked on the table angrily, asked why did you do this? Nothing. I can't get. No one else can get it if he is defiled, of course. You won't like him. Zhou Mian's expression is hideous. He was paranoid that as long as he destroyed stiffness can tear us apart. You are a lunatic. I used to think you went bad because you lost your mind. In fact, you are a bad match in your bones. I need to reconsider your company's cooperation. And then I left. As soon as the hotel opens, Zhang Ying hugged me. You know, I really thought I would never see you again. Only halfway did he continue to ask, can you tell me now? Is there a story between you? Hesitated for a long time. My just put the past in my heart. Tits all said, and he was dumbfounded. Totally incomprehensible. Zhou Mian and I missed it. Like this, his original depravity seems to be just because of paranoia to get revenge on you. I shook my head. That's what I thought at first. Until today. Some people are bad by nature. Sometimes there's just a reason to go. Body don't want to continue on this issue. Zhang Ying didn't try to comfort me either. If I can come back here, it means I've let it go. He suddenly said, I want to fall in love with you. I actually know what he's thinking. Obviously she is a daughter, but you came to be my assistant. It doesn't look normal. Privately, I also heard there are many men who pursue rigidity, but he refused all on May and saw what he did for May only. Then I didn't let go of this relationship completely, so I can only pretend not to know. And he went red, holding hands, afraid to hear me say no. And I looked into his eyes, then slowly kissed. I nodded. After the half reward was separated, after Song Ming was arrested, he quickly confessed. Zhou Mian from the police. Song Ming has a handle on Zhou Mian, so Zhou Mian has been giving him money, but Zhou Mian sometimes to deal with some shady things, so they will find a handle on him. I guess it should be about that video. Zhou Mian has now been transformed. Course not let people know about his terrible past. I thought it was over. Here I didn't expect it to be long. I heard the news of Zhou Mian. Again Zhou Mian and Song Ming fell from the building at the same time. Both were hospitalized with serious injuries because of Zhou Mian's identity, and it was a local hit. Then came a more explosive news. Famous female president, the girl with poor myopia in the past. The reason was that Song Ming threatened Zhou Mian. With that incident, he wanted a huge sum of money. Zhou Mian did not agree. The two scuffled together in a row, accidentally fell from the balcony, blocked by the parasol. Bellow saved one life. Is Song Ming's lower body was directly paralyzed. For him, who molests women outside every day, worse than death afterwards. In order to revenge, Zhou Menghe announced it directly. Zhou Mian broke her leg. Need admiration. What's worse, the company fired him directly. It was a big deal back then, no matter what reason. Zhou Mian fell for those videos that were made. Facts seriously damaged the company's image, so he was immediately kicked out of the company. Zhou Mian's company sent a new president to sign the contract. This mission is also successfully completed. After the incident, there was no one in front of Zhou Sleeping's hospital bed when Zhang Ying and I came. He's cooking a cane to use the toilet. I saw his pants were wet. I guess he never imagined that he would have today. He picked up the music box in his hand. Put it in your hand and smile stupidly. This moment, like the young and lively girl standing in front of me, again that smart girly, imagine the future with MIT, was a beautiful moment. Ultimately, we still didn't get in life. Cannot be repeated. I just hope he is there the rest of my life, being able to be yourself before the age of 17.